pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. April Walters?
I still can't hear anything, Mom.
Mr. Tyree Harris?
Here.
Mr. William Nepper?
Here.
Mrs. Barbara Sipler?
Here.
Okay.
Ms. Nancy Mulvaney is absent. Ms. Benita Barbush? Mr. Ryan Binder? Here. Mr. Jerry Grega? Mrs. Laura Marasco?
Here.
I am present. Attorney Chris Slesser? Here. Dr. Robert Krupp is present. And we do not have a student.
Okay, an executive session was held on Wednesday, February 4th, from 5:10 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. to discuss personnel matters. Before we get to the presentation from CCTI, we do have Students of the Month to recognize.
Yep.
Mr. Spiro?
We have Students of the Month for middle school. We have Sophia Rodriguez is a 6th grade student of the month. Sophia is the daughter of Sonia Rodriguez Weatherly. Sophia is an active member of band, chorus, and enjoys spending time with her friends. Rachel Leck is the 7th grade student of the month. Rachel is the daughter of Terry and Paul Leck Weatherly. Rachel is active in the community and donates books to the Weatherly Library, and she enjoys helping out with family. And we have today present Emma Moyer. Emma Moyer is an 8th grade student of the month. Emma is the daughter of Heather and Jeffrey Moyer Weatherly. Emma is a member of National Junior Honor Society, band, chorus, SGA, math counts, cross country, track and field, and junior high cheerleading. Emma is also active in the community, volunteering at Tweedle Park and the local fire company. Congratulations.
Wow,
Emma.
great.
You want to get a picture with her?
Yeah,
Bonnie, can you hear okay on this phone? Just so the board knows, Bonnie will be on.
Congratulations. Great job.
We'll check it out. This will work for tonight.
Okay, all right, and we have a presentation from CCTI. Mr. Deutsch, who is the business manager, is here to give that presentation.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good to see everyone. I'm Jeff Deutsch, Business Administrator for Carbon CTI. If it's okay, I'll give a summary of our budget. It's very similar to previous years, and then we could get into the questions. You should have all received an electronic version of our budget. If you need a paper copy, I see one there, but if anybody needs one, just raise their hand, we'll get you another one. The format is similar, very similar to previous years. The letter pages up front are summary documents, and the number of pages are the details, basically the budget for each department. Okay. But overall, Carbon CTI, we have a budget of approximately $9 million. Our expenditures are approximately, I'm sorry about that.
Hey.
You're welcome. Okay, yeah, our budget's approximately $9 million. Of the $9 million, Our funding comes, that's okay. Our funding is about 6.3 million from the 5 participating Carbon County school districts. The remaining 1/3 comes from state, federal subsidies, as well as grants that we may apply for. All the salaries in our budget are tied to current contracts. Our teachers' contracts, contract expires in June of 27, our support June of 28, and our Act 93 June of 27. Overall, there's no increase in our budget again for this year. 3 districts are going down, 2 are going up. You're going up, Weatherly is going up a little bit due to enrollment increases. It's nothing major. There's also no increase in our capital funds request. Again, we have a request funds for a capital projects for over 5 years. Just for information, our debt service are from 2008. That service expires in 2038. But Weatherly's not part of that, so you paid for that up front. Let's see, what else before we get into questions? To date, 3 of the 5 districts have approved our budget. Jim Thorpe, Lehigh, and Panther Valley, with Palmerton and yourselves yet to vote. We're always striving to be fiscally responsible. We try to do that. Our increases are we try to keep them as minimal, but as you know, as well as here, the inflation is catching up with us a little bit. We should be fine for the next 2 or 3 years as far as 0 overall budget increases, but in 2 or 3 years, we're gonna have to start talking about increases. Our fund balance is decreasing over the last 3 years. This year, we're anticipating another deficit. Nothing to worry about right now, but probably like 2 or 3 years, we probably have to talk about a small increase, but we'll worry about that down the road. Okay, so I'll open it up for questions. Any questions from anyone? And if you do have questions, go ahead, Mr. Gregan.
Yeah, just sort of off topic, but not. Is Dave there with you tonight?
No. No, Mr. Rimmel is not here.
All right, do you happen to know whether you guys replaced the principal yet?
We have not. We have not. We have a meeting next week, and we're probably gonna have a substitute for a little while. We weren't able to fill that. I was not,
And when will the current principal leave? Is she getting released at a certain date?
Yeah, tomorrow is her last day, yes.
All right, thank you.
No, thank you. Yes?
I have one quick question. In your details of each different educational category,
Yeah.
I noticed that, like, you'll say 4 math teachers or
Right.
1 social studies teacher. In the event that it does not designate that, are we to assume there's 1, Teacher?
Yes.
One
I
professor?
think you can assume that, yes.
for example, like the physical education, it doesn't,
1,
it's just 1.
yes.
So that's safe to assume that?
Yes, very safe, yes. Good question.
Jeff, I have one more question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Can you just briefly explain to the board how the academic charges get charged to the districts, reflecting how we went to 0 a couple of years ago because we went to all half-time students, and then the former superintendent, Teresa Young, reinstituted full-timers down there. Can you just explain the rolling academic costs, like the 3 years out?
Yes, I could. Well, first of all, one of the important pages in the budget book, page I, that'll give you your split for what each district funds CCTI. Okay, and in there you'll see the tech portion, the academic, which is the English, the math, the science, phys ed, and also special ed charges. And then to the far right, you'll see the total cost for Weatherly on page I. I think it's, let's see, I'll yell it out to you. So for 26-27, which is the budget we're talking about, Weatherly will fund $472,000 for approximately 32 students. You have about 32 students at Carbon CTI. Okay, and that percentage that you pay there is based on a 5-year average, which is a good thing. Okay, especially when you're sending more students over the last 5 years, like Weatherly is doing, okay? In the past, previous to 5, 6, 7 years ago, Weatherly had more half-time students. You're moving over to more full-time students and also more students in general. So that's why your budgets, your funding has increased slightly each year. But the 5-year average helps you, because if you send more students down in 1 year, you get a 20% effect over 5 years. It doesn't increase all at once. It slowly increases. So that benefited Weatherly over the last 5 years. Mr. Gregor, I hope did that answer your question? So,
Well, it explains it, but my attempt several years ago was to get Weatherly to all half-time students, so we're not duplicating academic services, because we offer all those locally.
right.
So I don't want to be paying duplicated academic costs when we have those academic services provided at Weatherly. And it took us a number of years to get down, just like you're explaining. It's cheaper to go up over a 5-year cycling. It was also cheaper to go down to zero, which we got to zero in about 2018. And then Young restarted full-time again and brought all the academic duplication costs back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, when you were all half-time, you weren't at zero. You were at zero for the academic piece.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Zero full-time.
Just so it's clear, yeah. A lot of that is, what does a student want to do? What do the parents want the student, in my opinion, we have about 80% full-time students there, so we could argue whether full-time or half-time is good or bad, but a lot of that is what do the students want, so.
Well, I'm not looking at it, I'm not arguing with you at all, Jeff. I'm just saying my preference personally is to send all half-time students.
Okay.
And lessen our costs, that's all.
Right.
If you remember years ago, VOTEC was only VOTEC. You had a morning session and an afternoon session.
Yeah.
And Weatherly used to send students down for the morning and bring them home, and then send another set of students down to get their vocational education in the afternoon.
Yeah, we've been
Since
full-time.
for this comprehensive program, that's not allowed anymore.
Right. We've been full-time for about 25 years. Comprehensive.
Yeah, I know, I was there before that.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
saying, I remember the difference.
But our cost per student, and this is just FYI. If you look at page I, our cost, like I said, our total costs are $9 million. We bill the districts about 6.3, about 2/3. If you take that 6.3 divided by your 32 students, or you take the total 6.3 divided by, we have about 380 students there. We're at about $15,000 per student, which is, I believe, less than yours. So,
For full-time.
yeah, for full-time,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
for full-time. Anyway, any more questions? And if you have questions, you can funnel them through your superintendent, Dr. Krupp, or Mr. Rarick. Yes, I'm sorry.
What's the process of determining what's best for a student academically to go there half-time versus full-time? Is there a meeting with the guidance counselor and then, say, Jeff or whatever, and you?
I'm going to actually let Tony take this one. I can tell you my past experience. I have not gone through a spring scheduling yet here at Weatherly.
Okay,
So, Tony, can you fill in those gaps? Kids that want to go to
It's up to the
Tech
family.
school.
It's actually up to the family. It's not up to the guidance counselor or anything, it's up to the family.
but the point that Mr. Greggett is making, if we send half-time students, right, it would be less expensive for the school district, and that's all well, and that's great. But I'm saying, how do we get to the point of what's best for the student? How, somewhere along that line, that has to be talked about between you and the parents, correct?
Correct. The guidance counselor, if they go for 8th grade, when this was done, and again, something that was Keystones came out.
Okay.
The students weren't getting biology Keystones. You gotta remember, we travel, so we're missing 20 minutes of academics every single time. They're missing academics because they have to travel and they have to have lunch.
Right,
So they're missing a full period. So they were missing biology. Biology is a tested area in the Keystones.
okay.
They were missing
So
Keystones.
they don't get biology down there?
They do in 10th grade, but they were missing, they wouldn't get the science 9th grade here because we give biology here in 9th grade.
Okay,
CCTI gives biology in 10th grade. So they were missing a science class. So they were behind the 8 ball as soon as they went
and
down.
Keystones you have to pass.
They have to pass, they have to be proficient.
Right.
And everybody has to take it, CCTI students have to take it, Weatherly students have to take it. So those kids that were going to CCTI were missing a science. So they were going to 10th grade, taking the biology Keystone, and they weren't.
And half times were missing because of the
The half times.
transportation, the
Okay,
buses.
so,
yeah.
in your opinion, what's the best for a student?
The way we're doing it.
I could give you two different perspectives. So the first district I was in for many years, our students went to Columbia Montour Tech. That is a full-time program. There is no half-time option there. There's no hybrid option there. It is full-time. It's been full-time since the early 70s. Right now, they're actually battling that in, down towards it's Central and Berwick and Bloom and all that. It's really right now starting to ramp up, whether or not that should go to a hybrid model. The argument you're going to get, the main argument you're going to get is transportation. They're going to say you're going to miss at least one class a day. You could easily counter that and say, well, let me look at all the student schedules and see how many have a study hall. And you could say they would lose their study hall, they wouldn't lose academic time. That's one argument. I then went to Benton, I worked there, and at Benton, we were with LICO CTC. That was a halftime program, so the students would come into Benton in the morning, they'd take their 4 courses, they'd eat lunch, they'd get on the bus, they'd go to LICO, they'd come back and get on the bus to go home. What, if you went that model full-time, it's not difficult to pull off, you don't get a study hall, and you have to work with them to make sure that, well, you don't have to worry about the courses in the biology and that, because it all just fall in your home school. The key there is, you have to schedule your core courses in the morning, or in the afternoon, depending on when the students go. So they'd all have to go at the same time. You'd have to have all your students in the morning, or all of them in the afternoon, and then you'd have to schedule your core courses around one or the other. The way I'm seeing this play out here, there hasn't been that communication, so it wouldn't be clean to go halftime, because now you're missing courses, because we're teaching bio on 9th, they're teaching bio on 10th. So to go full halftime, both schools have to get together and clean up the schedule.
Okay, so in your opinion, or factual, is your academically biology geared towards them passing the Keystones?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm not educational. Tony explained it well.
Yeah,
I'm an
it should be.
MBA guy. but-
I'm sure it is. I'm
Yeah,
sure
it is.
Like,
I tell you, it is.
okay, thank you.
And I've seen both models work. That's what, when it comes to which is best, I can't answer that. I have my own biased personal opinion, which I'll keep that to myself tonight. I don't think this is the time or place for it,
Okay.
this minute. But I can't give you a ton of reasons behind it, academic factual reasons. I haven't seen that research, but I think they both, if they're both run well, they can both work.
And I'm just saying factually, we're like 80% comprehensive, full-time.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And most schools aren't comprehensive, my
Right.
understanding, across the state of Pennsylvania. There's only,
Right.
there wasn't only one time 2. It was Tech and probably yours.
Right, correct.
Yeah, and I think it is still only 2. I mean, some may have changed, but.
But, yes.
I have one last one. The 5-year average enrollment number that you
Yes.
calculate, do you weight half-time students differently
Yeah,
than
oh,
you weight
absolutely.
full-time
Half-time's
students?
half, full-time's 1.
Okay,
Yes. It's called average daily membership, ADM. So if the
Okay.
students there half-time for the full year, that counts as a half year. Students there full-time, it counts as one, as a full year, so. Yes. And it's percentaged out like a pie chart, yeah. Yes.
So,
Good question.
so a halftime student would be 7.5 thousand
Yes, in theory, yes,
in theory.
yes,
Or-
yes.
actual
Yes.
numbers.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, anybody else?
Any questions, again, if you have questions, you can email me directly, run them through your superintendent or business manager. Mr. Rarick likes to do that, he likes to call and harass me a little bit. You can do that. Or
That's okay, you need it.
call or email me directly, either way.
Okay.
But thank you very much, everyone, thank you for your
Sure.
time.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Deutsch.
Thank you.
Ms. Walters, can I bring in the other student? They came a little bit late.
Yes.
I have my sixth grade student of the month. Come on in, guys.
They were afraid to come in.
Oh, they didn't want to listen to your presentation.
No, it's quite
Sophia,
boring.
come on,
It's quite boring.
I get to hear it again next week.
stand right here. Okay, guys, this is Sophia Rodriguez. She is the sixth grade student of the month. Again, Sophia is the daughter of Sonia Rodriguez Weatherly. Sophia is an active member of the band, chorus, and enjoys spending times with her friends. Everybody, Sophia Rodriguez. Now we're gonna get now we're going to go outside against the wood wall.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Stand right here. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you again. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we will now have a presentation from the Jones and Company, who is our school auditors.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Should I go over there, or?
Yes, please.
Does anybody want a copy of that?
Yes. Thank you. Sorry.
It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Thank you for inviting us. I'm here with Kaylee Humphrey from our office. Once again, the audit report for the year was a single audit, which meant that we not only had to look at the financial numbers of your district, but we also had to test the compliance of the federal programs that you at the district receive and monitor. The first couple pages of the report, pages 3 through 9, are the opinions. They are unqualified opinions, which means that we feel that the financial statements are adequately presented with no discrepancies in them. Pages 10 through 17 is what is known as your management discussion and analysis. That's what's written by your management or your administration. In layman's terms, an interpretation of the financial statement. We do not take any responsibility for those. Those are what you present. Page 18, this is the statement of net position. This is GASB 34 compliant, which means that all your assets are recorded here, as well fixed assets, net of depreciation, as well as all your liabilities. And you can see under the governmental activities, you go all the way to the second line from the bottom, you actually have a net position that's a deficit of $4 million. And the reason for that is because you have your loans and your bonds are recorded here as liabilities, as well as your pension liability associated with this district, as well as your OPEB liability. So you add all those together, you then have a negative or a deficit in your position. Come over to another page, page 19. This is a statement of activities, and it shows you, once again, the revenue and expenses related to your district, GASB 34 compliant, which means that depreciation expense is recorded here. And you can see the change in net position for governmental activities was $156,000 deficit for the year. Come over to page 20. This is now your balance sheet, and this is fund accounting. This is what Ed and your administration present to you on a monthly basis. It shows the assets of the district, that being the cash and investments, your receivables. It also shows your liabilities, your payables, your accrued salaries, etc. And at the end, you actually have a fund balance as of June 30th of $5.6 million. Capital projects, money that's set aside for capital projects funds, actually have a fund balance there of $480,000. Over 2 pages, page 22. This is statement of revenues and expenditures. And you can see under general fund, total revenues and other financing sources coming into your district, $17.2 million. Expenditures and other financing uses, 17.4, which left you with a excess expenditures over revenues of $209,000. Over 2 pages, this is a statement of revenue, budget versus actual. I always say out of all the statements that we present here, in your statement, this is probably the most informative. What it does is it tells you what you thought you were going to do, your budget, versus what actually occurred. And you can see under revenues, you budgeted for $16.8 million worth of revenues. You actually received $17.1 million in revenues. The majority of that is in state sources that you're receiving. Under expenditures, you budgeted 16.4, you actually expended 16.6, so it's an unfavorable variance there of 216,000. So you actually thought you were gonna have a loss of $401,000, and you actually had a loss of 209, so it was favorable by $191,000, $200,000. So it did well compared to what you thought you were going to do. Page 25, this is a statement of proprietary funds or your cafeteria fund. The assets and liabilities, and you can see if you go second line from the bottom, your fund balance in your cafeteria fund is $47,000 as of June 30th. And that does include a pension liability in there related to the salaries and employees that are associated with the cafeteria fund. Page 26 is a statement of revenues and expenses with the proprietary fund, and you can see food service revenues, children's lunches, and the money for a la carte, et cetera, was $124,000. Your operating expenses, the food cost and the personnel cost were $533, so you actually have an operating loss of $409. That was subsidized by the National School Lunch Program, both state and federal, to the tune of $431,000. So at the end of the day, the cafeteria fund actually had a profit of $21,000. Over 2 pages to page 28, the statement of fiduciary funds, which is your student activities of children. And you can see at the end, there's a balance in there of $66,000 associated with all the different activity funds that you have, that the children actually are participating in. It could be varsity club or ski club or whatever it might be. And then page 29, this just shows you the program income that they have, fundraising, hoagie sales, etc. 78,000. Their program expenses that they had was 75. So they actually had a change in there of $4,000. And then pages 30 through 71 are the footnotes. I will not bore you with those. I wrote them, so you can read those at your leisure. I will bring your attention to page 42. This
42.
42, yes. This just shows you all your outstanding liabilities as of June 30th, from compensated absences, to pension liability, to your OPEB liability, and then your general obligation note of 2020, general obligation note series of 2019, and then there is a copier lease that you have a liability on. And then the lower section here shows you your debt service over the next 5 years, and then by the year 2045, debt-free. And that's the remaining footnotes. I'll bring your attention, if we go all the way back to page 72. This is now we're getting into the compliance testing related to your federal program. district. This statement is a little bit misleading. It says schedule of findings and question costs. That's just standard, it has to be in there. But if you look down through it, number 2, there were no significant deficiencies that were found. Number 3, there were no instances of non-compliance that were found. And number 4, there were no significant deficiencies as well. The programs that we tested your ESSER's money. That was remaining, was expended during the year. And then we also tested your IDEA programs, those 611 and 619. And by doing those testings, there's specific items that we have to look at from a federal standpoint. And we feel that there were no findings whatsoever, and we feel that you as a district are administering those programs appropriately. Come over to the next page, on page 73. This just shows you all the federal monies that you as a district received here for the year. And if you go to the very last line item there, you actually had revenue and expenses in the federal program, $847,000. That's not only Title I, Title II, it's your IDA programs, it's the remaining money related to the COVID money or the ESSER's money, and then also the National School Lunch Program that you have here. It's a lot of money that you're actually administering for the federal programs. And then the remaining part of the report is just related to pension footnotes and schedules that have to be in there. Any questions? I went through it quite rapidly, but certainly if you do have questions when you're at home reading it tonight, all those great footnotes, give me a call tomorrow. I'd be more than happy to explain something, but at a later date, please give me a call.
Can you provide a PDF copy to Ed?
Yes, we did. Yes.
I can send it out, Jerry.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate coming here, and just in closing, I'd like to say you have a very good staff. We have whatever we ask for, we do receive in a very timely manner, so we really do appreciate that, so thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
And Ellen.
Okay,
Good job.
public comments on board agenda items only. We have none. Personnel recommendations, approved with one motion, board discretion. Number 4, approve the following coaches for the 2025-2026 spring season pending completion of clearances and paperwork. Jeremy Whitner, head varsity baseball coach, $3,150. Brian Whitner, assistant varsity baseball coach, $2,100. Will Bartell, head varsity softball coach, $4,650. Matt Von Frisch, assistant varsity softball coach, $2,300. Ryan Cately, varsity track and field head coach, $3,275. Rebecca Jones, junior high track and field coach, $1,680. Paul DeGennaro, varsity track and field assistant coach, $2,175. Kayla Durham, head junior high softball coach, $1,730. Sarah Minnick, assistant junior high softball coach, volunteer. And all the others are volunteers. Jenna Bartell, assistant varsity softball. Alexa Colisio, assistant varsity softball. Assistant varsity baseball coach volunteers, Brian Kaminsky, James Gilbert, Jeff Donady, and Rachel Whitner. And Brandon Pugh for assistant track and field coach. Do we have a motion?
I have a question first.
No, we have the
Motion.
motion first.
Motion. Go ahead.
Bonnie has a motion.
We need a second.
A second. Bonnie seconded it.
Yep, we're good, thanks, Bonnie.
Okay, now you can discuss.
Would it make sense, so we don't have to run into a problem, that everybody that's on the agenda have their paperwork already done?
That could be seen two ways, really. Yes, I don't disagree with the statement you just made. The problem is, if we wouldn't have someone and they were going to be a coach, we'd have to wait a month. They cannot
Okay.
start until we get their work, but being pending completion.
I was just thinking of ending up a problem.
No, you're right, and we try to get that in this beforehand. It's much better if we have it in beforehand.
Okay,
But that would just be the downside too if we did put them on the agenda.
got it. Thank you.
Also, maybe you can answer, or maybe you can answer, Tony. Is this it for the volunteers?
Should be.
So this is a done deal?
Should be, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call.
Ms. Barbush?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Simpler?
Yes.
Mr. Grega?
No, not for the salaried, numbers, not at those salary rates.
Mrs. Marasco?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, superintendent's report. Approve the following use of facilities. Weatherly Alumni Association, use of the middle school LGI room on Friday, June 5th, 2026 from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the 50th class reception.
I'd like to make a motion to add an item to the use of facilities for Weatherly Youth Soccer League. Contact is Ashley Graver. This is set to start March 1st, which is the only reason why I'm making a motion to add it so that we can get it approved for them.
Second.
Any discussion? Any public comment on that item? Okay. Roll call to
Are you talking
add.
about the gym? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
The soccer field facilities outside.
No. Soccer field.
So we have to take a roll call on
Yes,
adding
if
it,
they're
and
added,
then, just, yeah, this is
What if they're not ready?
to add it to the agenda.
Okay, so to add that motion to the agenda, no, we got April and Jerry.
Yep, we have that.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Marasco?
Yes.
Mr. Grega?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Ms. Barbush?
Yes.
Mrs. Simpler?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes,
Motion to add passes 8-0.
okay. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the use of facilities
For the Weatherly Alumni Association and the Weatherly Youth Soccer League.
Public comment first.
So moved.
Any public comment? Okay,
Do we have a second?
Yes, we do.
Second? Oh, we do
Yeah,
that.
Ms.
Perfect.
Barbush.
Okay, perfect.
Ms. Barbush?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Grega?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Mrs. Marasco?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
yes,
Mrs. Simpler?
Yes.
Motion 5 passes 8-0.
Okay, number 6, approve utilizing April 1st, 2026 for the January 26th snow day, and April 2nd, 2026 for the January 27th, 2026 makeup snow day.
motion?
Second.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Grega?
Yes.
Mr. Nepper?
Yes.
Mr. Binder?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Barbush?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes,
Mrs. Simpler?
Yes.
Mrs. Marasco?
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, number 7, approve the first reading of the following policies. 004, local board procedures. 006.1, attendance at meetings via electronic communication. And then the executive meeting verification letter.
motion.
Second.
Second. I mean, first.
Can I discuss the local board procedures?
Discussion.
Can I just make a quick comment?
No, wait, Ty commented first.
Go ahead, I didn't hear.
No, that's fine.
Go ahead.
There are two things that, I want kind of clarification with. Now, we are presented with a chance for the school district to maybe co-op in football. No, oh, that's not possible.
No, we're talking.
Procedure though, right? So what is the procedure on doing that?
No, this
No,
is,
this is
this is for attendance.
Okay, okay, I thought that this was the first one, the local board
No.
procedures.
These are the policies that we went over last
Okay.
week in our
Yeah,
policy
no.
meeting.
This
Okay,
is a-
okay, so
Yeah.
I
No,
just,
you
I
wanna
saw,
Yeah,
wait till
you got it,
athletic.
yeah.
okay. I just saw that it was the board procedures.
No,
Okay.
no, that has to do with attendance.
Okay, I appreciate it, sorry about that.
Okay, Mr. Grega.
I just wanna clarify that the agenda says 11.116.1, I think that should be corrected. It's 006.1.
It says
Uh,
zero,
My agenda says 006.1.
All right, well, somehow mine says 116.1.
The one I downloaded earlier said 116.
Mine does too.
okay.
And the one on the website is different.
How is that possible?
I don't know how that's possible, I'll find out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It is 006.1, that's what we were voting on.
Correct.
I will find out what happened there, but we are voting on 006.1 that we reviewed last week.
Right, yes.
I apologize for that, I'll find out what happened.
Roll call, Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Mr. Bender,
Yes.
Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters,
Yes.
Mrs. Marasco,
Yes.
Mr. Grega,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
No,
Mrs. Sipler.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1. Financial report, item number 8, approve the list of per capita exonerations. Do I have a motion in a second?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, Mr. Grega,
What are we on again, Ed?
exonerations for per capita tax.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Mrs. Marasco,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters,
Yes.
Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
yes,
Mrs. Sipler.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Item number 9, approve the list of budget transfers as attached. Do I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters,
Yes.
Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Mr. Grega,
Yes.
Ms. Marasco,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
yes,
Mrs. Sipler.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Item number 10, approve the minutes from the January 14th, 2026 caucus meeting and the January 21st, 2026 regular meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call. Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
yes.
Mrs. Marasco,
Yes, I'm sorry, I was reading the minutes while you were.
Mr. Grega,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Item 11, approve the January 2026 Treasurer's Report for filing.
Can I make a motion for 11 and 12?
Second.
Question. Is this is the truest general, is that part of the attachment for budget transfer?
No.
Okay, so I was under the assumption that we were switching.
We did. We have the majority of our money over there right now. We're using it as a transition account for payroll because we're still transitioning some of the state, how the state pulls
Gotcha.
money out of the
Okay.
account. Yeah,
So that's gonna be
Yeah.
the motion.
yes,
Thank you.
correct. Okay. Roll call, Mrs. Marasco,
Yes.
Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. Simpler,
Yes.
Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters,
Yes.
Mr. Grega.
Yes.
Motion's passed 8-0.
Reports from board committees. Personnel policy, Mr. Nepper.
Well, we just passed, policy 004 and 006.1.
First reading.
First reading, I apologize. And, I don't know if I should talk about this now or at my PSBA report. That's all I have. That's when I'll do it. So, that's all I have for right now.
Okay, thank you. Athletic, Mr. Binder.
Ty, did you wanna address your
Yes, please.
concern first?
Yeah, if you don't mind, thank you.
Go ahead.
It was brought to my attention a couple of weeks ago that there was talks about Weatherly co-oping with Hazelton to possibly bring football back. I reached out to Ryan and voiced my concerns. What troubles me is that I think, and I could be wrong, somebody showed me a policy, a procedure or something where if we're going to take on something that we do not offer as a district, how should that be played out? Because I didn't hear of anything from you, Ryan. I heard it in the streets. I have a problem with that. You already knew, because when I talked to you, you knew about it, but you did not share it with two people in the athletic committee.
Yep.
That's not right.
Well, to be direct and honest, I actually haven't discussed it with Scott since the committee's changed.
But
So
how did you know of this thing?
Because Scott and I discussed it, it was discussed amongst the other committee members in the last group, before the election.
I've been on this, I don't
I thought we
remember,
talked about it.
I don't remember ever football coming up
We
since,
talked.
hold on, let me finish. And then
Yeah.
you can explain
Yeah.
anything you want to, because 2.5 years that I've been on the board, I don't remember this coming up at all in discussions.
Yep.
Now, just like you and Scott talked about it, and the reasons that you gave me, that one of the main things that we're doing it, we don't wanna lose kids to other schools and different things like that, I commend that. But I feel as a board, if we're going to think about adding something that brings maybe more money coming out of the district's pocket, I think we should have at least got a heads up as a committee and as a board, because we still have to vote on that. And the way I found out, okay, we know where we live, you know you're gonna hear stuff, but I would expect, just like I told you, and I talked to April, I will be open and transparent with you guys. I will give you good, bad, or indifferent, any information that I think could jeopardize the school. And her and I have worked together like that, and I've even asked you. So just give us the common decency to say, hey, this happened. We don't have information, we don't have numbers, we don't have any of that. But it's something that we discussed, and Scott's going to start looking at that. That's the only thing that bothers me more than anything, because I shouldn't have to hear it from someone out in the street. You're the committee chair, and you should have passed that on to us.
Well, so Kenny and Tom were on the committee last year, so that's when those conversations would have happened. And to be frank, I don't know what the process should be for that I just don't have the experience for this. From my perspective, Scott I know Scott talked to Jim Thorpe, I know we talked to Panther Valley to see if we have that opportunity for our students.
And outside of that, you know, unless we have an option, you know, I agree it would be nice to have it communicated, hey, we're considering this. But until there's a decision to be made, how much, you know, right now, there's nothing, we don't have anything to present aside from, hey, we've reached out and are.
But do you understand that it's coming down the pike and it's coming fast because off-season conditioning, summer conditioning, all that, they're gonna need answers. We're gonna need, is the district on the hook for insurance, uniforms, transportation, how many numbers? I think we should have a 1, 3, 5-year business plan together. Okay, going forward, that's how, if we're gonna be smart about this, because this is just not one person, this is a team effort, that we have bigger fish to fry. Okay, honestly, we all know we got bigger fish to fry. But just going forward in the future, because it kind of put Dr. Krupp in a position where, you know, I don't want him getting hammered because he's still, and I'm not trying to hammer you, don't think I just want to be smart about where we use our money. That's the biggest thing. I want our kids to have fun, play whatever sports. I had a chance to send my kid to Marion, but he didn't want to go. At the end of the day, what's best for Weatherly? Not Hazelton, not no other school, what's best for us.
Agreed.
That's all I have on that one.
I've heard that, but I'd like to open my mouth and add my 2 cents too, because I feel that the whole board as a whole should have, the entire board as a whole should have been given the heads up on this. And it doesn't go from the committee to the board, it goes from the board to the committees. That's why we have committees. They're an extension of the board.
It goes to the committees first because they make the recommendation to either do it or not do it, and then the board either approves it or doesn't approve it.
And no decision has been made, no proposal has been given.
Yeah,
Scott was
I don't
reaching
know.
out to the districts last year, and there's nothing.
Dr. Krupp, kind of,
Who's he reaching out to?
we co-opt football.
It should
3,
be,
4 years
done in a
ago.
public meeting, at a public athletic committee meeting, not standing on the side of a game talking about it.
I don't know how the conversations.
Well, I'm just saying that that's the
Yeah.
proper way to initiate these things.
Let me just add a few things here, because I think it's really
Wait,
important.
Billy, let Billy go.
Oh, I'm
Billy
sorry,
had his
Billy.
hand up.
That's okay. First of all, I want to thank everybody who serves on the committee. I want to thank Ryan, Ty, and Laura for doing athletic. It's a tough gig, man. It's a tough gig. Ryan, you didn't do anything wrong. It was a transitional period, and I can see how, this happened. That's all. And no matter how many years you're here, we're all gonna learn. We're learning something new every day. But I feel that the proper way that should have been handled was before Scott even reached out to a school. And he does a great job, fantastic job. He should have had a meeting with the athletic committee and have the athletic committee
Just be
agree
aware.
to be aware of it, and then the athletic committee could have come back to us and give us just a little, I'm not talking about a 10-page report. I'm saying, hey, board, this is what's going on. Scott approaches about this, and right now, all he's doing is reaching out to other schools about football. And that's it. It took me 5 seconds to say that, and now we're talking about it for 10 minutes. That's all. Thank you.
I just want to add here.
Billy, I agree with you, and it should come through the committee first, and then it just goes from there. The committee either decides to recommend it or not recommend it.
Correct, yes.
Then the board decides what they do from that point, because they're the final approval.
Right, thank you.
I understand what all of you are saying, but I
And
do want
an
to add.
athletic committee is not that hard. You just have to be consistent in all your committees. That's the best thing to do in any committee. Maintain consistency in how you carry them out.
Okay, Mr. Gregg, Dr. Krupp has something to say.
All right,
Go ahead, thank you, sorry.
Oh, no, not a problem, not a problem. I just want to add a few things that I think are very important. I understand what all of you are saying. Everything starts with people talking. That I've noticed in public education in my 20-some years. I've never seen anything just start in a committee. It happens, people start talking. And I think I need to be real clear here for Weatherly and for Hazelton. I've said nothing to Dr. Uplinger, their superintendent, and he has said nothing to me. This has gone nowhere but people talking. So I don't think it's fair, and I don't want this to come across here tonight, that somehow Hazelton is in cahoots with Weatherly to do football. This will start with a letter from me, the superintendent, to the superintendent of Hazelton, asking if they would consider us for a co-op. That's how this would officially start. Before I would write that letter, like I said today in my email, I reached out to the entire board and I've asked for an athletic committee meeting. That's the process and that's how it will work. People talking over months, years, I don't know, I heard it before I was officially hired that Weatherly wants to do a co-op in football. One of the secretaries, the first day I met her, talked to me about co-op in football. So this is something that was not going on just between some board members. This is going on with the Weatherly community. But how this is going to work, I'm going to ask Ryan for a date and time to set up a committee meeting, and we'll talk about this. If that committee says, Dr. Krupp, reach out to Hazelton and see if they are officially willing to, take this into consideration, I will write a formal letter to Dr. Uplinger explaining what we would like. I would say right now that Dr. Uplinger may not know anything about this. And I don't want to put him in a spot where, we're saying that he's been in on this either. So I just want to be real careful here, not to start offending people in other districts that, should be, this should be offended. So let's work through this the right way. I understand what all of you are saying, but this has not gone, this is just talk between individuals right now. It'll start after that committee meeting if the committee says, Bob, reach out to Dr. Uplinger and see if this is at all possible. Getting back to committees, my second thought I want to make here. My opinion, and if I offend anyone, I apologize, I think we need to organize our committees. I don't think we would have had a policy committee if we didn't bring it up a week or two ago. What I would like to share with April this week, and we could start talking there and move forward if possible, I think it might be best for our board to, at least for a couple months, look at a committee of the whole prior to our caucus meeting, where every committee will have a chance to discuss what is going on, what needs to go on, and I would have the right people here. Scott would be here, my principals would be here. We'll make sure that the people who would have to talk to those committees would be here. We could run it as a committee of the whole, that is under PSBA, it's a proper legal, right Chris? That's exactly how it can be done. Sure. And I really think that until we get things under control a little more, that may be something we want to look at. Because we need an academic committee. We need to look at the cyber. We need to look, Chris and I are looking at ELA curriculum.
Isn't that curriculum?
That's what I mean. We need all these committees.
Yes.
We have things for the athletic committee. We have things for a curriculum committee. We have things for maintenance and buildings and grounds. Like there's a need right now for all these committees.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best way for us to organize this moving forward.
Great idea.
We can discuss that, and I think it's a great idea.
All right, so that's all I really have for that. But
We're gonna start
again,
that next month.
I am good with that. We'll have we could have a 5 o'clock committee of the whole meeting, or we'll see. You and I will work on it.
Yeah,
We'll get that
work
out to
on
the
it.
board.
We might have a meeting.
I think that might be the best way to just get this organized moving forward. Okay?
I just wanna make one clarification. I did not hear anywhere in the discussions tonight that Dr. Uplinger was being implicated in anything, so I'm just sort of saying, I don't know where that's coming from.
No, I just want to be clear that he and I had no communication. I just want to make that clear. Because I don't want,
I'm
yes.
just saying,
Yep, no.
nobody's accusing him.
No, and I didn't
Or
say,
you.
I didn't say anyone did. I just want to make it
Okay.
clear that he and I have not discussed this, so nothing gets twisted moving forward, because I know we have a news station here tonight, we have people in the audience, and I just want to be clear where we're at in this process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you still have anything?
Yeah, I got a committee report.
Okay, thank you.
Conrad Piper, Barb Sipler, and Brian Hallahan were inducted into the Weatherly Area High School Hall of Fame on January 31st. Varsity boys basketball will play in the District 11 Class A playoffs on February 21st, and the varsity girls team will play in District 11 Class A playoffs February 25th. Currently, the boys are number 2 seed and the girls are the number 4 seed. Sites and times for playoffs are yet to be determined, and St. Luke's will be conducting a free sports physical in the high school media center on February 25th, beginning at 5 p.m. The sign-up link is on the main page of our school website. March 2nd is the first official practice date for spring sports. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, curriculum and technology, Mrs. Sipler.
You forgot something.
Oh, okay, sorry, I skipped over. Well,
She thought you spoke enough.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Transportation and policy,
Okay,
property.
since I'm new to this chairman seat, I've reached out to the other members to get questions together or concerns that they might have, hopefully by this weekend, so then I can reach out to KJ and then reach out to Dr. Krupp and find out how we're going to address these questions and then go from there. So hopefully by next month, I can give you more of a detailed report once I get the questions, and then I can start digging for answers. Oh, Billy, you want that one about that you sent me the email? You want that now? Okay. Billy sent me an email, asked Dr. Krupp what piece of property the borough wants to sell adjacent from the school. Reference Grega's email.
Reference Jerry's email.
Yeah, no, it's not being sold. If
What's it doing?
They're vacating the unused, undeveloped street that's in the maps. And it takes away from our possible ingress and egress if we were to ever develop that wooded parcel across from the T-ball field there. It hurts the district by taking that street away from us.
Chris, can they do that?
Can they do what? Can they vacate the street?
Yeah.
Without I think they came to us
But
for.
we
approval.
already
approved it.
voted
We
on it,
approved
so
it.
I don't, can we
Okay.
go back and re-vote?
What,
I'm gonna communicate back to the borough, they're gonna be advertising for this, they have to advertise it. I'm gonna be communicating with them again, asking for reconsideration.
Yeah, the mayor actually called me the other day, I have to call him back. And I'm thinking that's probably what it's about.
Now I just wanna clarify that what the borough's trying to do, and they're represented by Cindy Ray, or Cindy Urchak, but she represents some woman, and this is all from the meeting I listened to from their last meeting in the council. They wanna get rid of 7th Street, which is west of our property, which we don't care about. At least I don't, it's not concerning our property at all. And then they want to vacate Walnut Alley, which is immediately behind the houses that run right down off the elementary end of the building there. Also doesn't affect our property in any direct way. But it's the Blakesley Avenue piece that runs north to south on the west end of our property, which is gonna hurt us if we ever wanna develop that in any way, shape, or form in the future. That's what we wanna ask them to reconsider. Take that out of their vacating plans and just use 7th Street and Walnut Alley.
I think we as a board approved that.
Yeah, you did, but doesn't mean we can't go back and try to slow it down and back it up here.
what did,
Once it's vacated, it's lost forever.
Yep.
I don't
It goes
remember,
to private owners and
I think
we'll never get it back.
Here, that
was
discuss
it
that.
was it just a motion to
No.
consent? What was it?
It was
No.
a legal document.
Yeah,
It
like
was
they have
like
I signed it, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think to Jerry's point, it doesn't mean you can't, you know, if, you might not be able to rescind the document that you've executed, but you certainly can take a vote to now suggest that, you don't agree with the vacation, if indeed you as a group don't indeed agree with the vacation.
Because it's a new
Yeah.
board.
I mean, it's not gonna change the fact that you've got a signature on a document that you've already approved, but you certainly can send an additional message in support of what Jerry is suggesting, if that's how you feel as a whole.
I agree with Jerry.
So do I.
Do we
Well,
vote?
if we can't guarantee it, but I think we shouldn't just sit quietly, I think we should at least make that second effort.
So
And
then,
if we fail, we fail, but the point is, that is an important piece to us. It's currently under the borough ownership, meaning nobody's paying taxes on it. And it gives us the ingress and egress from 6th Street right to 8th Street. Which if we ever did develop that or sell it off for lots or anything, that would be a useful ingress and egress area, other than just the alley alone.
so Jerry, do you wanna make a formal motion, and then we can add that to the agenda and act on that as well?
Yeah, I'd make a form, do we have to add it to the agenda?
Yeah, you've gotta go through the same process you went through with the addition of that use of, the facility. So you have to first make a motion to add to the
Add to the
agenda
agenda.
a new item, and then you vote
Well, I'd
on it.
like to make a motion to add to the agenda that the Weatherly School Board, makes all efforts to try and retain Lakesea Avenue, undeveloped Lakesea Avenue that is adjacent to our school-owned property, as early as possible, is the best way I could say it,
Second.
because they're advertising it right now.
Okay.
Vote on that motion. Addition. Vote on the addition of the motion.
So I just need a second, I guess.
We got it.
You got
We
it.
got it.
We got it. Okay, roll call for that?
Mr. Grega,
Yes?
Mrs. Marasco,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. Sipler.
Yes.
Motion to add the motion passes 8-0.
Okay, now I'll make the motion to approve that motion.
Second.
Public.
Okay, any public comment? Okay.
I just want to comment, I mean, if anybody has questions, feel free to call me and I'll explain it better to them. It's difficult doing it from this direction, but I have no trouble talking to somebody if they need more clarification.
Yeah, and you have that, map on the graph paper too, Mr. Grega. that you-
Yes, I do, I mapped it out to scale and everything. There's potential for 15 building lots on that property. So we could either, sell to private to gain, tax revenue, or we could keep some of it and sell some of it and still gain tax revenue and use it to our advantage, so that's the reason.
Okay, roll call?
Mrs. Sipler,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. Walters,
Yes.
Ms. Barbush,
Yes.
Mr. Binder,
Yes.
Mr. Nepper,
Yes.
Mrs. Marasco,
Yes.
Mr. Grega.
Yes,
Motion passes 8-0.
thank you.
Okay, budget and finance.
Do we skip curriculum?
No, I skipped transportation and property and then went back to it. We already did curriculum.
Oh, okay. Just an update on budget, we're continuing to complete our budget meetings, we've completed technology, district operations, today. Grants and special education is Friday, and then in the following weeks, we're gonna continue to do the buildings budgets. Our LSA application was submitted and paid for, with the state for the high school boiler system. And during our budget meeting last week, we discussed our tax collections for year-end 2025, as well as several of the released preliminary state fundings for the 26-27 fiscal year.
Okay, representative reports. CCTI, that's myself. Mr. Deutsch was just here from CCTI tonight to present their budget and answer any questions. As he stated, we had 3 3 of the 5 sending districts that have already approved the budget, thinking we will have this on our budget for next, or on our agenda for next month to vote. And there is a meeting next week that I will be attending. CLIU number 21, Mrs. Sipler?
No report, April.
Thank you. PSBA, Mr. Nepper?
Thank you. First, I'd like to say that this Friday the 13th, is the deadline for the PSBA scholarships that I talked about for probably the last 2 months. The second is I wanna, everybody probably knows, but, February 2026, the State Senate passed Bill 1014, known as the Bell-to-Bell Bill, which requires public schools to adopt policies prohibiting student cell phone use during the school day. The legislation passed in February 2026 aims to improve focus and mental health. It now moves to the House. So I know that we have policies in place for high school, elementary, and middle. They do a good job with that as well. And I also want people to know that there is exemptions for students with special medical conditions or individualized education plans. So parents do, if there's a need for their child or children to have a cell phone available, there's a way that can be done if that's an issue that I just talked about. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. TCC, Mr. Harris?
There's nothing to report. I'll try to reach out to Nancy and see if there's anything that she found out.
CCTI Authority, Mr. Grega?
There's nothing at this time, but while I have the floor here, I just want to ask April to communicate with Dr. Krupp that we could set up a workshop for the board to get together for some strategic discussions.
I have that on my list. I was waiting until we got done with reports.
All right, thank you.
Sure. Public comments?
I just have something to say about the public, but maybe perhaps with the cell phone use, that the children that have diabetes, because they have their glucose monitoring, tracking device, whatever, on their phone, that we should have a policy on that to allow them to keep their phones on them.
Yep, and that's part of the law.
That's part of the law.
There's actually a lot of, it's interesting, just reading a lot of the different things. The way I'm reading it, if teachers want them to use the phones, they can. If their personal devices aren't working right, they can. So there's a lot of loopholes into this. It's a cell phone policy with not the teeth that it's coming. They're selling it as a much more of a strict policy than if you look through the whole thing. That's my opinion looking at it.
So in other words, we don't need a policy, then it's just specific.
We'll look at our policy to make sure, obviously, we're there, but I don't think we're going to have to make great changes in our district to meet this standard.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Review of board meeting dates and calendar of events. Board of Education regular meeting currently being held. CCTI JOC meeting is next Thursday, February 19th at 6 p.m. CLIU board meeting is Monday, March 16th at 6:30 p.m. Board of Education caucus meeting Wednesday, March 4th at 6 p.m. With possibly a meeting of the whole committees after. After
Okay.
the regular meeting. So as long as that works for everybody.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Board of Education regular meeting Wednesday, March 11th at 6 p.m. And as Mr. Grega stated about scheduling a workshop, I would like to get that maybe scheduled for the last Wednesday of this month, the 25th. Maybe like 3 hours from 5 to 8 p.m. So if that works for everybody, let me know, because we will have to advertise.
You go feed us?
Now, what day did you say?
The 25th, it would be the last Wednesday of this month.
From 3 to 5,
No, 5 to 8,
5 to 8.
yeah. I figured, I'll feed yous, I'll cook for everybody.
Okay.
What's the workshop for again?
We're gonna just discuss various things for the board, like we were just talking about, that vacating that property, that, and some budget things, and just, plus we have new members and everything, so kind of get them caught up and any questions they might have to ask and stuff, okay?
It's not a, voting meeting of any kind.
No, it's just a discussion.
It's just how we can do our job, that's all.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, quick, all right, Bonnie,